what's going on your internal network, i.e., you don't want everybody to be able to get to Facebook, or you don't want everybody to be able to get to insert URL here. Doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
Or you want to basically filter on type of content, whether it be video, dating, whatever.
Okay.
Squid has been around for a long time. Squid is a proxy server. Everybody I know has seen in their browser the choice to use a proxy server. Okay. That's where you would put in the Squid server address. And on howtoforge.com, they give a good, solid step-by-step on how to do filters via the Squid. And I will say there are things you can subscribe to where you can get up-to-date URLs for sites, because the only constant is change. What today was match.com, tomorrow is, I don't know, fishingthesea.com or something, and you as an admin of any size do not want to have the burden and the responsibility of keeping up on the entire internet yourself.
Of course.
So there are places you can go. I'll see if I can find any of them, put them in the notes, to where you can subscribe to these lists.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is kind of thing. If you need it, you need it.
Totally. It's at
And
How
if
to
you don't-
Forge Web Filtering on Squid Proxy.
Mhm.
Nice.
Okay. Now, this next thing I wanted to bring up, because I have to bring up, because it seems like everybody and their mother is talking about this. Okay. Samba is the Linux and Mac version of Windows file sharing. What I mean is, if you implement Samba server on your Linux box, then your Windows will see it as a share.
Okay.
Or vice versa. If you install Samba client, you can then see a Windows share and connect to it.
Okay.
Okay. There was a vulnerability where someone could gain root access to your Samba shares without even supplying a username or password. Okay. Everybody's screaming, patch immediately, patch immediately, patch immediately. Oh, hell's burning over, freezing over, whatever. I uncommonly shout on the hills, I don't care about this patch. I don't give a crap about this patch. The only place I'm running Samba is in my house. Okay. Most of the Linux people out there, the only place you're running Samba is in your house. And they were making it sound like you people, even you need to worry and patch it right now. No, I don't. My wife is not going to hack into my Samba server. Okay. I have a NAT firewall for a reason. The ports are not open for Samba sharing. For home users, this is not run red lights to get back to your house to put this patch on. It's not as important as they're making it sound. For businesses, of course it is. You know what I mean? That goes without saying. But no one I saw talk about this said business users should patch immediately, or enterprise customers should patch immediately. I just saw Linux users should patch immediately. No, I didn't patch. Neener, neener.
Good for you, Dor. Taking a stand. Well, no, I mean, you pretty much demonstrated that it's what it's for.
Yeah, it's crap.
Interesting.
Poop.
Another reason not to run Windows.
Well, yeah, because you don't care. Okay. This next one, honestly, is another thing. If you don't care about, you don't care about. If you do, you do. It's a link on Dark Duck. Okay. linuxblog.darkduck.com, which I'm sorry. I think that's a great domain.
It is.
This is 8 open source all alternatives to Microsoft Exchange. Okay. Now, before we do anything, feature to feature, there is basically no alternative for Exchange. Okay. Exchange does a lot of things that a lot of open source people, it goes against their mantra. a lot of open source applications have the strict goal of we do one thing and we do it better than anyone else. Exchange says we do hundreds of things and we do them fantastic. and yet we don't, because if you listen to enterprise related shows, you'll hear about having to drop to the command line on Windows and running commands to fix databases and stuff.
Did they talk about that on Podnutz Pro?
I didn't want to call them out, but yes. Lalo, I didn't say it. It was Steve. Yeah, because Exchange tries to do too much crap.
Right.
It tries to do notes. It tries to do calendaring. It tries to do email. It tries to do aliasing. It tries to do spam. It tries to do a whole bunch of different things. In my logic, if you watch Gremlins and you have that one device that can do everything from shave to brush your teeth, it doesn't do any one of them well.
Right. Great analogy. Wow, I totally got the picture now.
Well, because everybody knows the Goonies. I mean, Walter Sunlight, come on.
Gremlins, not the Goonies.
Gremlins. Sorry. I got the G's mixed up. Okay, now with that said, it's a prerequisite.
Okay.
You have Ubuntu server where you can install what I mentioned to Jeff last week, Task Cell, which would let you in one click install a mail server. Bang, mail server. Okay. Next one is Open Exchange. Next one is Citadel Groupware, which I've only heard about recently, but it's making waves. The next one is Horde. This is the one that almost gets me excited. In a year or two, I believe it's going to be simple enough to implement, easy enough to admin, and functional enough to where anybody can use it. This is the kind of service you can install on your own server. And I believe it was on the podcast Dev Random. And via your Android phone, easily sync all of your contacts, all of your calendars, all of that kind of stuff to where you don't have to connect to Google servers anymore. So I'm keeping an eye on Horde.
Okay.
And there's a couple other ones: Colab, Scalix, eGroupware, Squirrel Mail. Squirrel Mail has been around forever, and it works great as mail. Not task, not calendars, not to-dos.
Just mail.
Mail. I think contacts. It says it can do shared calendars. I never seen that.
Huh. Maybe it's new.
I guess. But also, I only get what my ISP offers with Squirrel Mail. So
that's the only place I've seen it too.
Yeah. So I encourage people out there, if you need to look at email server solutions and you don't want to have to install patches and you don't want to have to pay $8,000 or whatever, take a look at this link at Dark Duck. That's just great. Dark Duck.
It really is. Nice.
Very cool. These next ones, I'm just going to blow through this one real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a need for it. Maybe I will when I get my lack rack set up, which is Linux monitoring tools. Monitoring in the Windows world is very trickery-dickery kind of thing. You can load what's called, I think it's called Procmon, I believe it's called,
okay,
where you basically, over SNMP, can get back strings of text, just a little bit of strings of text saying how much is the processor being used, how much is the network being used, and little things like that. It does not get deep. If you want advanced monitoring on Windows, you always have to go to a third-party source. And a lot of companies go for multi-$1,000 solutions. I don't know why. Okay, the first one on the list is called Nagios. And here's why I say why. A lot of these tools can easily monitor Linux or Windows servers and give you near equal amounts of information. Typically on Linux, you get a little bit more because the file system and the structure of everything is more friendly for this. So you typically get a little bit more from Linux. Nagios is big. It's used a lot. You can get professional versions with professional support. So if you're the kind of business that insists on spending money, you can pay for Nagio. But there is, I believe, a completely free version that can do basically everything the paid version can do. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It happens. Okay, the next one is called Cacti. Thank you. I had to say it a couple times. Cacti, I know, is quite popular out there. And what this one really does great is historical kind of thing. What was going wrong with that server at 10 a.m. kind of thing.
Huh.
I know that's where Cacti really is great at. Not as great as Nagios for the real-time monitoring. But what happened earlier today kind of monitoring.
I see.
Cacti, I believe there's another one. You can pay for official support kind of stuff, or you can just download the free version, and away we go. There's a couple more there. I don't want to mention them all, but if you have the need to know what's going on your server, you could really run this against your desktop too. What's going on? Why am I experiencing slowdowns? Why is this application crashing? Why is this application being slow to respond? Whatever. These are the kind of tools that can help you out. I can't believe I didn't silence that.
That's okay.
We should make a rule. I know we should make a rule, Steve. No matter what show, the first one during the show who has their phone do that, they have to donate $5 or something.
All right. We never have that problem. I think it's the first time it ever happened with you.
No, it happened in the past, but I think I was quicker to get to it.
That's right.
Not a lot quicker, but quicker.
But I digress.
Right. This next thing, I need to ask Jeff, because when I first put this in the notes, literally a minute and a half later, after I added Jeff to the notes, he was in the notes. And a minute and a half after that, he clicked this link. And in Google Docs, when someone clicks a link, it shows that their cursor being there. And that cursor didn't change for over an hour. So I'm guessing he looked at it and played with it. And if he did, I want to know what he thinks about it. Now, the setup on this is not GUI friendly.
What is it?
It's very command line driven. It's called Bitpocket, Bitpocket. What this is, it's an utterly ridiculously secure, i.e. Dropbox is not secure. Okay? This is an utterly secure way of syncing files across networks, across domains, across computers, continents, whatever. And the setup for it looks a little demanding, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because you have to set up SSH keys, and to the first time person, the idea of an SSH key, it can be a little perplexing. So what I'll say is, if you're new and you try this and you get stumbled, please don't hesitate. door-to-door-geek@podnutz.com. I'll be happy to give you a hand.
It's nice of you.
Well, I do what I can. But it looks really cool. They in the very, 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 very bottom, the very last line, they have a line they want you to insert into your cron, which is your task scheduler, where it says every fifth of an hour, I believe, fifth of a minute. No, I think it's fifth of a minute. So every 20 seconds. No, something. 6, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, something.
Right.
To run the sync, to make sure things are all synced across the bottom line. Of course, if I'm in here and you're in Iran, Ireland, whatever, you shouldn't make it less than a minute between times of syncing. I would say at least make it 5 or 10 minutes.
Just so it frees up some power on your machine.
Yeah, because the last thing you want is to run a task, have that task not complete, and then for another task to start up of that same thing.
I see.
So you want to space that a little bit.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, okay. Last two quickies. I didn't read nothing about this, but I know it's cool. Linus Torvalds, along with someone else, won a award. The award is called Millennium Technology Prize. Basically, He's going to be given money. Okay. Him and the other guy are going to have more than €1 million that they're going to split